very much, Claire. Well, do you know the nation's most trafficked intersection runs along I-20 from Birmingham to Atlanta? Human trafficking, making human trafficking an issue that affects every community in our area. Happening tonight, an event in downtown Birmingham talking specifically about this problem. And as you know, we have been doing stories about this for a number of years now, and it's just hard to believe how prevalent it has become. Here to talk about it today with us is LaBella Alvis. She is with the law firm of Christian and Small. Mr. Jack Hood, he's a U.S. District Attorney for the Northern District of Alabama. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. It is good to see both of you.
Thank you.
And I'll start with you, LaBella, because this is personal for you. Tell your story of a friend that you had.
Well, 3 years ago, I was at an event out of town, and I got a phone call at 1 o'clock in the morning from a dear young man who had essentially grown up in my neighborhood in Mountain Brook. He had been drugged and kidnapped from a local bar, attempted to be sold for human trafficking, saw the van full of young people.
So this was going on that night in Birmingham?
Yes, at a church at Liberty Park parking lot. Wow. He fell apart, became hysterical, and the gentleman who had kidnapped him decided to keep him for his own sexual favors.
Oh my gosh.
So he was kept overnight, repeatedly taken advantage of sexually, and was managed to escape the next day. So it's he who has kind of started this endeavor among, he's not a lawyer, but he has started this endeavor trying to bring lawyers to the forefront of helping these victims.
Before that, did you realize how prevalent this was?
No, I had no idea. And that's the first part we're trying to do, is educate. And then he's working with Representative Marika Coleman, trying to create legislation to help train truckers and nursing personnel and
to notice and
recognize the signs.
All right, Jack, when do you remember first seeing these cases becoming more prevalent?
Well, I've only really become aware of it in the last 18 months. Our inn has made it a goal to become more involved in and to educate the public about the horrors of human trafficking. We consider it one of the most important civil rights issues of our times. President Lincoln said it best, you know, if slavery's not wrong, nothing's wrong. Unfortunately, in the world today, there's more slavery and human trafficking than any time in world history.
That's startling, really, to think about.
Even more startling is the fact that in the United States today, there's more slavery and human trafficking than any time in United States history. There are over 100,000 children trafficked in the United States each year alone.
How has this become so prevalent? Why were we not able to get a handle on this earlier?
I think that people got it mixed up with some other issues, like perhaps vice squads weren't really paying attention to this particular form of issue. People in drug enforcement weren't particularly paying that much close attention. Now I think that we're starting to refocus on this issue in the United States. The State Department, you know, publishes each year a whole series of statistics about which countries are involved in human trafficking and slavery, and that's been an important inroad just to make everybody aware of the problems.
Now, I know some of the things you're going to be talking about tonight, and you talk about raising awareness, and because these children or these people could end up in emergency rooms and different locations, and you want people to know, hey, there's something else going on. How are people going to know? In just the little time we have here, what can you look for?
Oh, there are signs like if a child is nervous and spending a lot of time in the bathroom, just if you're like in the restaurant, like as the cook, or in a hotel situation, they
could be trying to find a way to escape.
Right, they can be finding a way to escape. There are specific training skills for that, and the Truckers Against Trafficking is meeting today in Alabama, and one of the things that they have been so awesome about this, about instituting a teaching program with their truckers to recognize, because they're a lot at the truck stops and the places where my friend was initially taken to a truck stop in Trussville before he got to the church parking lot where the van is.
And it's just so hard that that was just going on like it was no big deal. It was just a night in Birmingham, and this was taking place, that people were being taken
Right, and it's not like you see normally on the movie like Taken, and I had to be educated to that. It's a totally different kind of thing. It's preying upon young people who don't really have a family or a stable life, and getting their confidence and then getting them emotionally dependent upon you.
Because you said a lot of them are foster children, right?
Yeah, they have, surprisingly enough, they have found a great percentage of them are foster children.
It is so disturbing. So tonight, where will y'all be? And it's open to the public.
We will be at the Hilton Garden Inns, the one in Southside, and it is open to the public. The program starts at 5:30. If they want to come, it's $25 for a great dinner and a program. And what I'd like to do is have them call my number to RSVP to make sure that there is enough room. Right now we do have spaces.
Okay.
So I'm LaBella, 205-250-6614. And we'll let them know whether to come, and we highly encourage it. We have non-lawyers coming as well as lawyers.
All right, we do have to wrap, but Jack, it sounds like this has become a very serious personal thing for you to approach, right?
Absolutely, and one of the other things we've done with our CLE materials, which I have a copy of here, is given people, lawyers in particular, examples of some pleadings they can file when they find these businesses.
So they can help the children or the adults who have been put into this slavery. All right, thank you both so much.
Well, thank you for letting us speak on this.
Sure. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be right back, 8:16 in the morning.